Hey guys, Sleepy here, and welcome to another episode of my weekly playlist series. It's Friday, so that means it's time for me to share with you guys the games I've been playing during the week, give you guys my thoughts and opinions on these games, whether I think you guys should check them out or not. Of course, I want to hear your thoughts on the games I shared with you today. Maybe there's something you liked about them, maybe there's something you didn't like about them. I'd also like to hear about the games you guys are playing, as that gives me an idea of new games to check out and play. And I love hearing about your guys' gaming experiences. You guys have got me interested in a lot of titles. And if you have a suggestion, maybe there's a game out there you think I would love to play that you would recommend, let me know. Always looking for recommendations for new games to check out and play. I've got two games to share with you guys this week, one for PlayStation 4 and one for the Nintendo Switch. And this first one here is one that I'm continuing playing from last week, and that is the game Stray, which this is an awesome cyberpunk game where you play as a stray cat. And I'll read you guys stuff in the back. It says, lost, alone, and separated from family, a stray cat must untangle an ancient mystery to escape a long-forgotten city. So let's take a look at Stray. Hey guys, we're taking another look here at the game Stray. This is an amazing cyberpunk game that has a very interesting protagonist. Probably the most interesting protagonist I've ever played in a game is you play as a real-life cat. So you're not like an anthropomorphic cat, you're not like a Blinks the Time Sweeper cat, you're not a Garfield, you're not a talking cat or anything. You're a real-life cat. So that's something that's really interesting in this. I currently have a little over 6 hours in the game. I'm getting pretty close to beating it. Now, this is not a super long game, as you can beat this game anywhere between like 4 to 8 or so hours. It really just depends on how much exploring you do. So let's continue our journey here. And I'll give you guys a little basic idea of the story. So you play as this little orange tabby cat here, who is a stray cat who lives with 3 other cats in a little cat colony. So they are your cat family. And in the very beginning of the game, your cats are living actually above this old abandoned city. And as you're making your journey, your cat misses a jump and ends up falling down into the city, and he's lost and alone, and is trying to get back to his family. Now, along his journey, he eventually runs into this AI program, and the AI program goes into this little portable robot called B12, and he is your guide and assistant through the city. And along the way, he has to recover his memories because he's completely forgotten who he is and what his purpose is. But as you go through the story, he starts recovering them and remembers who he is and what happened in this world. And so you get to explore through the story. And anytime you're lost, you can actually ask him to help you with what your objectives currently are. He also keeps track of your inventory for you, which you can then explore the different ones you get. You can take care of all of his memories. And he also can interact with these robots that live down here as humans are all gone. This is like 300 years in the future after some catastrophic event happened and humans moved into the city. They all left or died or something, and the robots who were built as companions for them have actually started taking on their human traits, where they want to wear clothes, and they actually have emotions for each other, they love each other, they have created families and stuff, and they live down here in this city. Well, since you have B12 with you, you can actually communicate with them. Wouldn't be dealing with theft right now. And so there's a lot of puzzles and stuff to solve in this game, and a lot of platforming and stuff. And what I found really interesting for this game as playing as a real-life cat is developers actually took the time to study cats in the real world. They actually had cats live with them at the development studio so they could study them and their behavior. You know, how do cats act in certain situations? How do their bodies move? Some of them actually had pet cats that they lived with, and they studied and filmed them so that they could make this cat feel realistic with like how they like to scratch on stuff, how they get into trouble at times, and just general cat behaviors. And you know, they even have them how they actually walk so that they move like a real cat would. And so you actually feel like you're playing as a real cat, which is very interesting because I've never played a game before where you can be a cat. And you can see like he can interact with stuff in his environment. And there are some times, which is funny because I've had cats in my life, where you'll see like an object sitting on a table. You can actually make the cat knock it over, because they actually do that. They'll get up on a table, they'll see like a cup or something, and they'll swat at it and knock it on the floor, and then look at it as it makes a mess, and then look at you. So I love the fact that, you know, that they studied real cats for this. To hell with the Sentinels, long live the Outsiders. So also the robots have created their own language as they have evolved, and so B12 is able to translate it for you, as you'll see a lot of symbols and stuff that was created by the various robots who live here. But there's also a lot of platforming in this game as well. So anytime you see that little X symbol that comes up, that means I can actually jump on top of those areas to get up higher. And you just, you know, push the X button to make him jump, and there are a lot of platforms and stuff to solve, because you can get into places that the robots can't because you're so little and nimble. But see, like that, you can knock stuff and objects on the floor. Now, there are some enemies in this game. There are these little bacterial guys called Zerks, which are attracted to objects and anything that moves and stuff, and they'll try to eat you. So you actually have to run from them, as you can't actually kill them until you unlock this little weapon, which I don't want to go too much detail because it's a part of the story. But you do have some enemies in the game, but there's not a lot of like combat in this. It's all about, you know, running from the enemies and mostly exploring this abandoned city. And you will sometimes find little side quests to do, little missions for people, and you just get to go around and explore the world. And you'll run into some really interesting robots. You know what, my friends? Stay away from the Sentinels. They're vicious, and they got my buddy Pablo. He's in for 350 years, so be careful. And then this is cool too, look. As you can see their little faces, I can rub on him, and then look what his face will do. That they like that. And also cool is you can make your cat meow. So, really fascinating game. I've been having a lot of fun with this. There are things to collect, like the memories and some other little collectibles in the game. I recommend just play through the game without any kind of guide or anything, as you'll find it more rewarding to solve puzzles and stuff. You know, sometimes you have to come up with creative solutions to solve a puzzle, as sometimes you don't get the most, you know, like directions of what you need to do, and so you have to come up with some interesting ways to get around stuff. Like maybe you find a door is locked, and you got to figure out, like, oh, maybe where's the key at? Or you find a keypad, and so you got to figure out, like, well, maybe where there's a code somewhere. And so you have to actually explore to find that stuff. And I found it more rewarding to actually figure it out on my own without consulting a guide, as I just find it more satisfying that way. And I would recommend that, as you'll get the most enjoyment out of it. And I'd like to just explore this world and go through the different areas of the city, because it just, for me, is more fascinating that way than like rushing through. You know, I just enjoy exploring this old city and just really fascinating characters, and then the story about finding out what happened to the people and why they're down here. So definitely an interesting game. I'm looking forward to finishing this week. Hope you guys enjoyed this look here at Stray. Alright, so that was a look at the game Stray. This is an awesome cyberpunk game. I've had a lot of fun with it. I beat this game this week. Now, this is not a super long game. You know, I had mentioned in that gameplay clip that I filmed earlier in the week that you can beat this game in anywhere from like 4 to like 8 or maybe 10 hours. It really just depends on how fast you are and how much you actually decide to explore. And if you tend to take your time and stuff, like I was having a lot of fun just exploring the cities and stuff. But it's a really good game. I beat it. I had a lot of fun with it. Now, you can get this physically on either the PlayStation 4 or the PlayStation 5. It was also released on PC. There is an exclusive for Sony consoles right now, and I think Steam's the other one. But they are talking that this might eventually get released for the Xbox console. If it does get released physically for Xbox, I will buy it again, as I would enjoy playing through the game again. Had a lot of fun with it. Awesome game. I highly recommend Stray to you guys. It is awesome, especially if you're a fan of cats like I am. You will love this game. Definitely check out Stray. And the next game we're going to talk about is a game that I just learned within the last, I think 2 weeks ago, found out about this game, and that is a Warhammer 40,000 game. Warhammer 40,000 Shooters, Blood and Teeth, which I have the physical copy here for the Nintendo Switch. But I also bought the PlayStation 4 copy of this game. I got it from Gamefly. Really awesome. I had no idea this game existed until I saw a preview of it on Gamefly, as I like to rent games from Gamefly, and then I like to buy games from them as well. And then I also keep ones that I rent if I really like it. And this is one that I like, so I got to keep it for only $16. Really awesome. You can buy it on eBay and other retailers, but it's usually like $30-40. So Gamefly is the one I would tell you to buy it from. I'll read you guys some stuff from the back. Shoot your way through the planet of Lutius Alpha and get your stolen hair squig back from the war boss. 4 distinct characters and challenging bosses, thrilling gunplay and comical dialogues. Single or multiplayer mode, online or local co-op. So really awesome game. So let's take a look at Warhammer 40,000 Shooters, Blood and Teeth. Hey friends, today we're taking a look at a really sweet game I just discovered within the last 2 weeks. And this is a Warhammer 40,000 game, and I never knew this game existed. It came out in October of last year, and it's called Warhammer 40,000 Shooters, Blood and Teeth. So this is a really interesting 2D run and gun game that has, you know, cel-shaded graphics, and what's really cool is you actually play as an orc in this game, fighting other orcs and humans and space marines and stuff. And usually in the Warhammer 40,000 video games, you play as like a space marine or a human or a tower or something. I've never played a video game where you get to play as an orc. It's really cool. I love the way that they sound. The music is amazing in this. Heavy metal stuff plays throughout. Interesting characters you fight. Voice acting is done really well, and it's just a really awesome game. This was released physically for the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4. Now, I found out about this game on Gamefly, as I rent a lot of games from Gamefly and I buy it a lot from them. And I was just scrolling through, you know, new releases that had come out within the last like 6 months. And I saw this game and I was like, oh sweet, there's a Warhammer game out there. I said, I didn't even know it came out. Look up some gameplay and I was like, oh, this looks awesome. So I rented it. And I was able to keep it for only $16 because you get a discount for being a member, and you can get some really good deals on newer games there. So I got this physically for the Nintendo Switch, but I also rented and bought the PlayStation 4 copy. And what's really sweet too is this game actually supports up to 4 players in local co-op, and you can also play online in co-op. My brother's actually going to be coming up here next week, and I'm planning to play this with him. There's a lot of stuff to actually unlock in the game, which I like is here in this mech shop. You have different guns that you can get, different melee weapons. You can also unlock different bandanas, beanies, and headgear and hats for your character to wear, so you can personalize the orc. But you have to earn the in-game currency by playing through the game to actually unlock it. So I like that. I love, games having stuff that you have to unlock, and it's not behind a paywall. You don't have to buy DLC or anything to unlock it. You have a story mode, your versus mode, and then of course you can play it online. Your profile keeps track of achievements, so there actually are achievements to unlock. I've got 2 of 43 so far, and it tells you different things you can do. Kill 100 enemies with grenades. It keeps track of your stats, of all your kills, your deaths, and the favorite weapons you use, and then also keeps track of the hats you've unlocked. So let's check it out. We'll start a new game. And I love the difficulty here. It says, this is the easy mode for Gretchens, which are the little orcs or humies. The way Gork or Mork intended normal, and then hard for the real warlords. So we'll try it on normal. And then you get to choose what faction you want to belong to. So whatever one you think looks cool for you. Like I like these evil sons. And then if you obviously had unlocked a hat, you can change your character. But you can attract different classes. They have different classes as well. So I like this one. So let's check it out. And then this little beginning stage is going to explain the story to you. Very simple because they're orcs. Here's what they're after. I do have to warn you though that the loading times can be kind of long at times, especially when you first start up the game. And it's a complaint that I've seen others have mentioned before, that it just has really long loading times. And it's really odd because it's on new hardware. Like if this was on an old console, I'd understand the loading, but not on the new.
War Gutracker is the meanest, greenest and mightiest war in the whole of the galaxy. That's the truth. And it's led by the fleshiest, shootiest, tittiest git, Ogric Gutracker. He's the boss, the best, the baddest. Now he's here to crunch some music before they all run away. Whoa! The Humies call this place Lutius. Lutius. Stupid name, stupid Humies. The Humies been drilling for the gold juice here for ages. Pumping it out, sticking it in their battle wagons to make them go through. Now we want it for our wagons. Make them go through instead. The Imperium is giving us a right fight, but they ain't stopping War Gutracker. Oh no. We's gotta take the loot out of Lutius, cause we's the biggest, the bestest war around. Whoa! Eat darker beauty, Humies! Whoa! You's having fun there, Gargaz, me old mate. Yeah, boss, yeah. Wah! That hair squid is snazzy, ain't it, Gargaz? I reckon it'd look more snazzy on my head. What are you doing? What are you doing? I's the boss, so I get the snazziest things. You, I'm having this.
So now our story is all about getting revenge because our war boss stole our hair squig, which are actually creatures that attach themselves that orcs used to wear as hats. So now we gotta go kick ass and get our squig back. And so this little opening level will teach you how to play the game. And you'd use twin sticks, so the left stick moves your character, the right stick controls your aiming, but it also turns your character. So it takes a little bit to get used to, and there is a double jump in the game.
I'm gonna wreck it!
And it'll teach you how to play. So you get to fight humans and orcs. And then these little squigs you find here are actually how you heal. You eat them. And you can change weapons with the X button.
Stick bomb time!
And those little orcs there, those are the little Gretchen dudes. You guys can see the Space Marines little symbol there.
You never have enough data. Take it down.
And what's really cool is the enemies will fight each other, but then you gotta watch because they will fight you as well. You also have a melee weapon, so you can melee dudes as well if you need to. Over here, little bitch. Ah. And it's very bloody game, as you can see. Oh, and you can unlock, when you kill enough people, you can unlock this frenzy mode. Where he can be invincible for a few seconds. Really sweet. But I'm enjoying this game, and if you're a fan of the Warhammer games, I highly recommend this one. Damn it. Just takes a little bit getting used to the controls.
Your turn.
So you gotta watch out too, so that you don't get surrounded by enemies.
Destroy all the things.
And then you will find little checkpoints and stuff like that. But just wanted to give you guys a little taste of Warhammer 40,000 Shooters, Blood and Teeth. Really awesome game. If you guys love Warhammer 40,000, you like run and gun games, I highly recommend you guys pick this up and check it out. Like I said, it's on the Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. I don't know if it's digitally on the Xbox consoles or not, but if you want to get it at least physically, you can get it on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed this look. Hope you guys enjoyed that look at Warhammer 40,000 Shooters, Blood and Teeth. It's a really fun 2D run and gun game. I'm looking forward to playing this with my brother next week, as he's actually coming up here to visit, and I can't wait to share this with him and play it in co-op. I just absolutely love it. I love the orcs and the way they talk, and it's the silliness of the game and the over-the-top violence and stuff. It's a really, really good game. I love these run and gun games. You know, it kind of reminds me of that Guns, Gore, and Cannoli game that my buddy Dean told me about. Highly recommend this. You can get it physically on Nintendo Switch or PlayStation 4. It did get a fairly small print run, so I would recommend picking up from GameFly or eBay if you're looking to get one, as I can see that this is going to be one of those harder to find titles down the road. Now, I don't know if it was released digitally for the Xbox consoles or not, but at least physically, I've only ever seen it for Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. There is also a collector's edition of this game if you'd like to get that on the creator's website. They actually still have some copies in stock, and you get like the soundtrack CD and some cards and, you know, some bonus stuff. I'm looking into maybe might pick up that collector's edition just because I do like this game. And I wanted to get it for the PlayStation 4 as well, as I love Warhammer 40,000. Really been getting big into the Warhammer 40,000 universe. And so I'm trying to buy up all the Warhammer 40,000 video games that are out there. And this was one I definitely recommend you guys check out. So we talked about Stray for PlayStation 4. It's also on PlayStation 5. Really awesome cyberpunk game where you get to play as an actual cat. You know, the developers took the time to have cats stay with them in the studio, and some of them had pet cats, and they studied them for a long time to make sure that the cat they have in the game reacts and behaves like a real cat would in the real world. Really good story, really fun game. Definitely recommend it. And then, of course, we talked about Warhammer 40,000, Shooters, Blood and Teeth, an amazing 2D side-scroll run-and-gun game that I've been having a lot of fun with. You get to play as an orc, which is awesome, because usually in Warhammer 40,000 video games, you know, you're always playing as a human or a space marine. There was that one Fire Warrior when you got to play as a Tau Warrior, but, you know, you've never got to play as an orc in a Warhammer 40,000 video game, other than the ones on PC for the those RTS ones. But I thought it was awesome, and I hope that we'll see some more Warhammer 40,000 games in the future. But let me know your guys' thoughts if you played either of these two games. Let me know about the games you guys are currently playing, and if you have a suggestion on a game you think I should check out, let me know. I'm always looking for new games to play and experience. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see you next time.